Hey folks, this is Noble Rambler, and welcome to another episode of Let's Play Banished. We're in the Colonial Charter mod 1.6, the Forge Awakens, and have you ever had one of those days when you're up on a ladder trying to go from one roof to an upper roof, and you're standing on the ladder and looking over the top planning your next move when suddenly the ground falls out from underneath you and you find yourself laying on your back, tangled up in a ladder on the lower roof, staring up at the blue sky, just kind of going, whoa. I hate when that happens. So, that'll make your eyes water. So, I'm going to spend the rest of my afternoon sipping hot cocoa and recording Banished episodes, because that's what you do. So, actually, the last episode, I had a hard time getting that uploaded. I got it online last night, and it came in at 360p quality, and it did that once before instead of the 1080p, the high definition. So I deleted it and put another one on, and it did it again. So I deleted that one, and I loaded up an episode of Dungeon Siege, and it did the same thing. So I gave up. This morning I loaded episode 14 again, and it still came in at 360p. So I wrote to YouTube, but I'm one of 1 billion users, so I didn't expect to get any response, asking them what's going on. And 10 minutes later, out of just kind of randomly clicked on the video again to watch it, and it was at 1080p. I didn't do anything. So I did read on Google that Chrome has a hard time with YouTube videos. That Chrome will turn this down so I can talk. That Firefox and Internet Explorer can handle the little gear at the bottom of the video that shows you your qualities, but Chrome will get stuck on Auto 360. And no matter what you do, you can't get out of it. Whereas you can watch the same video in one of the other browsers and it's fine. I don't have another browser installed to check that. I use Chrome only. So that might be an issue. So if any of you do get to where one of my videos is stuck at a lower quality, if you have another browser, pull it up in there and see if it's the same or if it changes, and let me know, because I'd love to test that theory. But right at the moment, whether YouTube actually read my letter and did something, or it was just a coincidence, which is more of what I suspect, then it's working now. So we're just going to keep going from here. So anyway, where on earth were we last time? We got farmers picking up here. Let's go ahead and bring our speed back up. Farmers are doing their thing here. We've got these 3 fields set for laborers to pick up. We got this field set for the farmer to pick up. And the yields are still, I see, so it gets near the top, then it starts coming down as they pick it up. This one is still on its way up, so the farmer's going to get started kind of late. We're into early autumn, so this might be kind of iffy. In fact, well, we'll let him do his thing here just to see what happens. But you can see the yields are not quite right. It didn't, not everything grew proportionally. So maybe it got a late start on that one. Anyway, we've got a trader sitting here waiting for us who has sheep. So that's an easy one to decide. We've already got them, so we'll let him go away. No trader over here. But I kind of want to watch these farmers. So with the laborers doing their thing, they're piling them up into a pile and leaving it. So these random bushel baskets are the same as these guys here. So this farmer still needs to finish here. This farmer just went and dumped off and came back, and he's going to continue his thing. We're into autumn now. He just might get through this. I don't know. Hit pause. He is bringing more cabbage to the newly finished root cellar. Coffee beans and cabbage are going in. Okay, nice. And he's going to continue. We're still in autumn. So it's did he just leave? I think that's him right there. Inventory, cabbage. He went to this one. So I was wondering if they were going to prefer the root cellar over the storage. And it looks like they don't. He's randomly going from one to the other. Now he's heading over here. Boy, he got attention deficit disorder or what? He's a farmer. Where's his inventory? He's still got 79 cabbage. Okay, he is getting something to eat. Ah. Where does he work? Where does he live? Pathway, this farm. He lives here. Okay. So that's the advantage of having two farmers assigned to a field. While one is getting something to eat, the other one is still working. So we are seeing a pretty good influx of laborers now. We do need to get these guys assigned this episode, but you know, he's back now. Turn that off. Nope, I guess that's stuck on. Turn that off. There we go. So I'm curious if by late autumn he's going to get finished. I suspect he's not. Now, you wouldn't normally have a field this big for one farmer trying to do the whole job. You would normally cut it back at maybe 2/3 of this, which we've just kind of proved. He can handle 2/3 on his own, assuming that he lives nearby and storage is nearby. But, so these guys, even with using laborers, this farmer has been distracted too much to get finished. Huh. But he's getting really close to finishing on his own. I'm actually impressed here. So when laborers are short, the farmer could still pretty much get things tidied up on his own. Okay, I'm still going to switch him over to laborers. Let him finish this if there's still time. Temperature is 36 and dropping, and we're in early winter already. I have had winters that just never snowed, so it's possible he could just keep going until he gets done. We'll see what this winter does. Anyway, let me grab my list here. Things that I've been noticing as I render videos and watch them over again and think, you know, I got to get back there and deal with that. Oh, pause here. We've got an infestation. I guess it's this one. Okay. Hasn't really formed yet. There it is. The yellow's showing up. Okay, so if we were to move these guys to here, so we're going to take leghorns, and this one we're going to empty into here, and we're going to turn off work here, and she should move over to this one. I believe that's our solution. We'll just have to watch and see it happen. We're back on speed 1 because of an emergency. Okay. She's moved over. The chickens have left the farm. It says there's 20 chickens in here, so they just haven't received the order yet to make the trip. So the game will have different cycles inside and in its that it runs by, and it hasn't hit that cycle. It finally triggered. There we go. Alright, has died. Hunter Shoreman. So we're still doing fine on labor. Since we're going to be making this walk, let's go ahead and get a road down here. Kind of complete the path here. In fact, that could be a main road heading into whatever this area is going to be. When we finally get to those sort of pathways, we'll probably run this in stone just to get them making the trip faster. Okay, what I was about to say, the first thing on my list is back when we used this trader to get the iron in and then send it back out, I threw another employee in there that we don't need to maintain. So that one's done. How is this one done? 500, get down to the end, 15 lumber, 2 pottery. We may actually have gotten there. Though we know this one has had trouble keeping up, so we're going to maintain 2 people here anyway. But one thing I want to do this episode is distribute this labor. So our butcher stall's just finished. And this one is hiding, right? Yeah, so cows, we have beef cows, we have sheep. So let's turn on the cow butcher. I don't see that we have any choices, so he's going to make these 4 things for us. Too bad there isn't a list or a pop-up to show me what they are. It's in the description somewhere, I assume. That's right, we need to assign someone. Okay. That last noise was a merchant is at the trading post. So he's up here. Let's see what we've got. Full suits. No, we're going to pass on that for now. Dismiss and thank you. Cow butcher, sheep butcher, back down there. We do have sheep. Now, I don't know how that interacts with the quantities. Is he going to start pulling out before we hit our peak? Or is he going to be the operation that happens when we hit the peak? We'll have to see. We've got 11 cattle. Let's see if that number drops on us. It may be that we just don't need a butcher right now. Not until we get our crops maxed out. Why are we... Did I not do it? Okay, what are we sharing this with? Zero of 1. I can't do anything here to find this person. Alright, what am I missing? There's 2 people assigned to a job that only has 1 available. Butcher. What would a butcher share with? Something in the food industry. I don't know. Is it a rancher? What do we have 0 of 2 in our list? Fuel refiner 1 of 2. Herbalist 1 of 2. I'm not seeing a 0 of 2. Okay, well, we're just going to have to let that answer solve itself as we continue playing. For some reason, none of these 2 have taken this 1 job. So sheep is going to be our second one. 1 of 1 is over there. Okay. And the other one should be there. Oh, the pig butcher grabbed 1. Turn that off. Now we've got the sheep butcher, but I take it we don't have any sheep because we haven't hit our peak yet. If that's the case, then we should see our cow butcher do the same thing because we don't have 22 cattle yet. If we took this down to 10, it would probably get to work. So we're going to go with that assumption. We're going to leave the pig butcher off, or the pig butcher off because we don't have any pigs yet. And we'll go from there. Okay. So, small quarry is just finishing up. This upgrades to a deep small quarry. It takes candles to upgrade. We were looking at a storage barn. Did I miss the boat on that? I did. It's only 3% full. This one is 75% full. Okay. This one we want to upgrade. And we do have the building materials to do it. So we're going to upgrade this guy. We're going to take it down. Let's do that fairly quick before next season, the next harvest comes in. So priority and get this guy going. Okay. Root cellar is actually doing pretty well. Is there room? There is. I'm tempted to put a couple more in here. That might be some pretty good storage coming out of this area right here. We're already at 20% full, and it's just the first year. So let's pop 1 more of those in at least. Storage. Well, that went empty quick. Someone just grabbed all of the cabbage. Ah, I just saw him. There's a cart taking off through here, heading back. So, root cellar. So I'm thinking a couple of those side by side might be a smart thing. Can we do 2 of them? Yeah, let's get a 3rd one in. Alright, we'll just let them build. We are low on stone, and we do have a bunch of laborers. Maybe that is our next to-do. Yeah, let's do that. I was thinking about upgrading. We don't have the candles yet. Let's go ahead and pop... That's the wrong one. Oh, at least 5 into here. Get them working. We don't have housing yet in this area, so it's going to be pretty inefficient for a while. But we'll get that one going. See, we have this... We have a fishing dock that just came in. So let me pop over there. That's the one that is going to supply us more permanently with fish. I did get these guys running, right? I remember building them. There's only 2 people. That's right. That's again where some of these laborers are going to go. In that we have lots of folks now available, and a lot of our industries are really cut down sparse because we spent so much time without any laborers. This guy's just pulling in, so we got to decide if we're going to... okay, we have chickens and we have leghorns. I'm guessing there's no difference. It's just variety, but I think we're going to skip the chickens for now till we've got ranching going somewhere else on the map as well, so we have more pastures to move things to when there's an infestation. So we're going to skip the chickens this time. But what I was about to say was, do we want to start taking out any of these? Is there a reason to? Probably not. It seems to me, I remember reading or hearing that the first person in a multiple person factory, whatever you want to call it, is the most efficient, and the more you have in there, the less efficient the other ones become. So the last one is the least efficient, but is still better than the footprint of yet another building. So one in each is going to be more efficient than two in one. You can let me know if I'm wrong about that, but that seems like the way the math works. So I'm kicking around just leaving one in each of those for now. Let's get maybe two guys working in here. That is there. We'll pop two in there. And take this down to 2. No, we'll just leave it at 4. We'll let them work at whichever one they want to work. I'm not going to force them to. So wherever the housing is available is where they're going to work, which means it'll be the most efficient for us. Later, as we get more and more people, like we're already down to 2 laborers, so much for my major labor pool. You can see there's a whole generation that's been dying off this episode. So we're hitting another wave. So we got to keep an eye on this. Let's take the builders down to 2. We don't have anything that's a major rush except for this guy. So let's kick that guy into high gear. So we can get this guy going. Alright, that one is here. So root cellar, that was just a curiosity to watch. We don't need that window anymore. The mine is just a reminder that it's there. We can... Where is it? Make it smaller. This doesn't have one? The trader did, right? Didn't it have a minimize? I thought there was a minimize there. I thought I did that one episode. None of those look like they would minimize. Oh, that's not the trader. Duh. There's a minimize. So the trader has a minimize. This one too? This one too. Does the town hall? Or the market does not. Okay. So only the traders will minimize. So I can't minimize the mine and just kind of hide it down below. Well, we'll remember it's there. He's pretty big and glaring. We'll remember it. And we lost another... What was this? This was a teacher that died. We have a merchant that just arrived. And get this done so I can finish my train of thought. Alright, so we've got Darylin the Green Grocer. He or she has been here before. Bamboo. Interesting. Bananas. Lettuce. Pears and kale. I'm going to pause here and just kind of take a look at what we've got. There's another thing that's got to get done soon. I've got a notepad with all the things that we need to finally get cleaned up so we can start working on new things. I just saw beeswax. Did we ever get any honey? You're here somewhere. We finally have a surplus of honey. Good. Honey, good. Let's go by quantity. And roots is back up. Lots of mulberry leaves. Lots of venison. Beeswax we're going to use. Firewood is in good shape. Good. Like we probably peaked out. That's probably set for 1,000. And even with that, our logs are in good shape. Alright, so the wood industry is starting to come back. Blueberries are near 1,000. Onions are near 1,000. Mushrooms are near 1,000. Alright, so we've got surplus now. So let's play with the idea of getting some variety. I like variety. So we'll bring that in. Bananas we'll skip. Well, we'll skip those. They're worth twice as much, which means they cost twice as much. Bamboo. What do you use bamboo for? I don't know. I'm trying to rack my brain. I don't think it goes into furniture. I don't think it might go into the what do you call those? I want to say the tinder piles. I don't think it's the right word. The piles of burnables. I've lost the name there. Let me pin this. That would be what? Here. No. There. Stack burner? No, that makes charcoal. Bundling shed. So bundles. So fuel bundles. I bet you bamboo gets used there. So not critical for us. Pears, we can grab those. We don't have any pear trees yet. And kale is a vegetable that would work. So with this, we need to come up with about 2,000. So logs we've got tons of. So let's go ahead and work with firewood. Go ahead and have them replace this whole thing. We're at 9998. Let's put in 499 and a couple of blueberries. Alright, that'll finish us off. Trade and dismiss. And I've got no worries about this trader moving those out and bringing firewood in time. There should be 500 sitting there real quick. And we are losing people right and left. I tell you, it's dangerous to be a teacher right now. Speaking of teacher, we never really took a look at this one room, the country school. A little bigger than the one room schoolhouse. This is the 2-story schoolhouse. That's nice. And this is our cathedral. This would be the one that came with the original Banished, the chapel it's called. Then we've got our smaller schoolhouse over here. And our smaller parish house over here. Okay, looks good. We've got a weaver that has shown up. That is to deal with our silkworms, which we aren't actually using yet. We're still waiting for the silkworm eggs to show up. So everything else is in place and ready to go. So this one, I think I'll just, I'll tell you what, when this one triggers, we'll remember we've got to get this guy going. Okay. Now we are going to need a second weaver for, let's see, that's going to be for silkworm when it's done, but we're going to need one for cotton. If we want to start making rugs, we're going to use more weavers. So that's probably what should go right here, with the potential of more silkworms here or here. Yeah, I think so. So let's go ahead and queue another one up. We're not going to use it yet, but it can be sitting there. Racking my brain here. Weaving, there we are. This guy right here. And again, we'll change it up a little bit so it's not quite so cookie cutter. Make the place look a little bit different here and there. Okay. How did our clear cutting go? Yep, that's what I was worried about. It takes everything. Let's go back to our swath from the tornado. How many years ago was that? That was like year 28, I'm thinking. So is anything ever going to grow back? We do have one tree that came back in the middle. There's one there. So I think what we're going to see is this forest line is going to encroach on the clearing until it fills it back in. That's probably what's going to happen down here now. This is going to stay treeless until these start to grow inward, like this little guy right here. Are these herbs or are these foods? I think they're herbs, but I've never been able to test that. This version allows you to take out wild foods. So that doesn't necessarily say herbs, but it has potential that it covers herbs too. I don't know. But we'll trigger that if the wild foods get picked up. Alright, now back to my list. We got the trader employee taken out. Forest stockpiles. I wanted to go through and work on this. So we had a bunch of iron in here and it's all plugged up. And what I don't want is a whole bunch of footprints that are unnecessary inside our forest nodes. So we ended up putting in woodcutter, or a fuel stockpile and a log stockpile. So, and then we've got the generic one over here, which is getting used also for furnace fuel for when... No, those are leftovers. There's no more furnace fuel being made over here. So those are leftovers. So if we were to get rid of this guy and just keep specifically logs and firewood, then we could get these out of the forest node completely. That's what I could have done here. I had it in my mind that if I did, well, what I know would have happened is they would have just taken all that iron and dumped it into this one. And we'd still have a big congestion back in our forest node. So it wasn't going to solve getting the iron out of the area. But that is one way to get this one stockpile, cleared out. But I'm thinking we're going to dump this one. We're going to keep it specific to logs and firewood. And if we find that our logs are building up too fast, then we'll just put a wood chopper in here somewhere to help this guy out. So let's get rid of this stockpile. There. And we're not going to prioritize it. We'll just let them do their thing. Storage warehouse did go in. We'll go back to that forest node in a little bit. There's what I'm looking for. So there's the old version, and here's the upgraded version. So you can see the difference there. Capacity should be considerably more. And it's got a real nice look to it. I do like this out by the farms, and that looks good. This could sit in a town and look sharp. Look really good. So, made of stone instead of wood. I am hoping it won't burn down, but I don't know that for sure. I mean, stone houses seems like they burn as well, or if they... well, maybe they don't. I don't know. So that's our new storage warehouse. Good. We've got reserve of iron is low. Okay. And we do have a trader waiting for us. So let me pop over here real quick just to make sure that we really don't want what he's got. Llamas. Now llamas are basically the new sheep. I think it's kind of the same thing, except, you get wool from them. I don't know if you get llama meat. Sheep gives you mutton. There's some sitting right there. So I don't know if llamas give a meat or not. I'm guessing that they do. And I'm going to wait. We have only one empty corral right now. So in case we get an infestation at this stage in the game, I have nowhere to dump them off. So let's hold off just yet on another animal until we've moved over and got our new city started, and maybe another farming community up in a corner somewhere. We can take more variety at that point. So farming, or forest nodes. So that pulls a footprint out of here. We do have people still moving and living over here. So we could replace that with at least one house if we wanted to. Though the forest nodes are doing a pretty good job at the moment. What have we got going on over here? So these guys are here. We do have folks that are, let's see here, pathways. Lives there, has to do some traveling, and has to do some traveling. This might be worth dropping in another house or two. How are our families doing? Are we in good shape here, or could we use a couple more? 45 families to 37 houses. We could use a few more. 14,000 food. Of course, don't forget, that's a big surge. Where am I? After these guys just came in, so don't let that placate you. It was 8,000 just a while ago. When you start depending on farming, you start seeing these huge spikes in your food. And depending on what time of the year you're looking at your numbers, you can get very, unwarranted, confident that you're doing fine, when in reality you're starting this cycle of boom, boom, boom extremes. So you've got to maintain your gatherers and your fishermen and whatnot. So you've got a constant yearly stream coming in to offset the drops and the peaks. So, but we could use a few more families. We got plenty of food, and we have plenty of need. So let's go ahead and drop in. I'm kind of liking the log cabins in the forests. I must have just hit 30 minutes. Everything paused for a while, and must have done an autosave. So log cabin is this guy. I'm going to put 2 more in. There. Oops. There. Don't know how important the arrows are, but I'm going to make sure they're correct anyway. Housing. There we go. This guy is there and there. Okay. So, a couple more houses in there, and just the 1 footprint of a stockpile in this area. It wouldn't help, or wouldn't hurt to put a chopper in here. That'll convert these logs into firewood as well. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. So, chopper. That's not him. There he is. What was that noise? Iron is low. We need to get some more iron ore going. Tools are still fine. Chopper. Pop him in. Just make sure I never did that. I don't think I did. That's the sort of thing that I would have done. That's just an obvious thing. Put him next to the log pile. This is a wood stockpile. Okay, so let's get a fuel pile next to him. That would have been wrong. He would have had to go over here to drop off every time. So the other side of him, stockpile and fuel. He is these 4 squares here. Let's leave 1 space and put firewood like that. Don't need much. This guy is going to keep pulling him out of there. Traders are going to keep pulling him out of there. That last one was a merchant arriving. We're at 30 minutes and I have barely touched my list. Oh, this game is frustrating. 30-minute episodes just kill me. I tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and shut this one down, and I think I'll just immediately start recording another one and have some fun with this. So folks, I thank you for watching, and we got lots more to do, so tune in next time and we'll continue. Bye-bye now.